In this video, we're going to create questions for our bCourses quiz. Now, in the last video, we set up the quiz with our quiz settings. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and take a look at that video first. To start with my quiz questions, I'm going to select Edit right here. So here, by default, we're on the Details tab, and we have our default settings for the quiz. Let's switch over to Questions. I'll start by selecting this button, New Question, right here. And then at the top, we have this drop-down menu where we can choose any number of question types. Now, I don't have time to go through all of these right now, but most of these are self-explanatory. And if you'd like to read more about them, what I would recommend is just type in Canvas Instructor Guide in your search engine, and then select this page from Canvas. And then you can scroll down and find quizzes. And here you can read in detail about all the different question types. All right, let's jump back to our first quiz. Let's start with multiple choice. I'll just select that default option right there. And then I'm going to choose a point value. I'm going to say each question is worth 2 points. Right here, this is where you put in the question, and I'm going to copy this from another document. Of course, you can just type in the question right here. So when was the animation cell invented? I'll put in some possible answers here. And then if you don't want all of these answers, like if you have an extra blank one here, you can go ahead and select this little garbage can and it will delete that option. All right, so we have 3 possible answers, and then it's up to me to select the correct answer. All right, so I'm going to put that down. I recommend that you always hit Update Question. You can hit Save when you're creating the quiz for the first time, but when you go back and edit the quiz, you have to hit this Update Question button. That's just a little quirk in bCourses. So let's go ahead and update this question, and let's go to our second question. I'll hit plus question. From the drop down here, I'm going to choose matching. Match the film with the year. And then I'm going to put in some titles here. All right, and then I'll put in the correct answer here, and this is 1942, and this is 1937. And now if you want to add more options here that are incorrect, you can if you want. I'm just going to leave this at the default. So I'll go ahead and hit Update Question. So now I've got my second question right here. All right, let's go ahead and create one final question. I'm going to hit the plus new question button here, and I'm going to choose from the drop down at the top here, essay question, and I'm going to change the points to 2. Actually, this is an essay question, so I'm going to put more value on it, okay? And then just so that you know, essay questions need to be manually graded. Multiple choice or true-false questions, those can all be auto-graded by bCourses. So anytime you put in an essay question, you're going to have somebody will have to manually grade that quiz question. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit Update Question right here. So now we have our 3 questions here. If I need to edit any of these questions, I can see over here for question 2, I didn't put in the correct point value, so I can click on this little pencil icon right here. I can update this, hit 2, and then I'll hit Update Question right here. All right. All right, so we've got our 3 questions, and now what I can do is I can go ahead and save this. You can see up here the quiz is still unpublished. If you'd like to preview the quiz, you can click on this button right here, and you can take the quiz as if you were a student. So I can put in some answers here. All right, and then here I'll just type in answer. And I'm going to hit Submit Quiz. So this is what the student sees after the quiz is completed. You can see here's the correct answer, and then here are these sort of incorrect answers. And then down here, this says not yet graded. That means the instructor has to still grade it. And so if you don't want students to see a partially graded quiz, what I would recommend actually is to go ahead and we do need to publish the quiz for this to happen. So Now it's published. Now I can go over to my gradebook and I can find it in the gradebook, animation history, right? And I can go in here and go to enter grade posting policy. And I can select manual grade posting. Now it's important to note that for this to work, you have to set manual grade posting before students take the quiz. So now let's fast forward and look at what the students will see after completing the quiz. They get this banner right here. So the student can't view the quiz or scores until you post them. This gives you time to grade your essay questions, and then when the grading is complete, you can post the grades, and then students will see the final score rather than a partial score. So that's just a brief overview of how you can create questions for quizzes in bCourses.